three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, it's Georgia Lines and welcome to Intros, brought to you by Spark and Spotify. And today on the show, I'm so excited to have a very special guest, Geneva AM, joining me. Geneva, welcome to Intros. It's so good to have you here.
Kia ora.
I want to know more about you, more about your journey.
Journey. I have always sung. Apparently, my mum didn't know my first word because I was just making sounds the entire time, just like any toddler. I'd sing on the bus, so that was kind of my first gig. At one point, my mum was like, oh, maybe just keep it down, because it was the morning. And this lady turned around to her and was like, oh no, don't do that, it's nice. I did kapa haka growing up. I really love singing in a group. I love, 40, 50 people singing at once. It was like quite an amazing feeling. Then I started doing soloing for competitions in high school because I was at the back of the group. I had really terrible actions and stuff, and then I got kind of good enough, and then they noticed that I could actually carry like a louder projection, and I had confidence, so they would put me up at the front for the choral and then back again.
And then back again.
Back again, give me back again, just hide me again for the poi and that type of thing. I mean, I could kind of do it, but I was definitely not as good as the other girls. During that time, around 2012 to 2018, I was in a band called Soccer Practice. We did 2 albums together. Then Picky Picky, I guess, began then. The album concept, but I didn't know it at the time.
Was there a specific moment for you that you can pinpoint where you're like, okay, actually I'm gonna throw myself at this?
When I put out Iho, which was the first single, it was about giving birth to my son, I got this really buzzy message from a lady who's a ceramicist and a midwife. And
very great combo.
But she said that she was driving over the harbour bridge after an all-nighter with this lady who had just had a beautiful birth. She heard the song on the radio. She might have been listening to BFM or something. And she could hear the lyrics and she kind of knew a bit of Māori, and she was like, oh my gosh, she's talking about childbirth. And then while she was driving right at the top and the sun was coming over, she was bawling her eyes out. And then she was like, can I send you a cup that I've made? And that's when I was like, oh, that's a really interesting response for someone to have. And so I still have it, and it's got boobies on it.
So the booby cup was the moment for you where you're like, this is a profound thing that I'm doing, and I want to carry on.
I just thought it was a kind vibed thing to receive from just, talking about something very vulnerable and
I love
sensitive.
That. So you've just released your debut album, Picky Picky, which is so exciting. Your very first album is Geneva AM. Can you tell us a little bit about what that process was like?
It did start in COVID with all of us and the whole world kind of looking at our lives and being like, what am I up to?
Yes.
And you change so much when you're put under pressure. And I don't think that I had a particularly hard time in comparison to our healthcare workers or people who work at the supermarket there every day, or people who had people pass away and couldn't go. But I could feel this collective sadness and this low morale, and it did affect me quite greatly, just as an artist and I guess a truth sayer. And I didn't really know how to get myself out of it, but I did start investing in, self-care and walking up mountains. And picky means to climb up and to ascend, essentially. Take a high road or get out of there, get out of that valley. The idea behind the album was to start low and end high. So you have
musically or just?
Yeah, musically. So you have a collection of songs that relate to each other in this upward curve, so to speak. And it goes through all these different genres and all of these different, some of them are familiar, some of them are covers that have been, reimagined in different genres, or some of them are originals about me going to heaven and seeing my friends that have died that I love, again, and just being like, we're gonna have a party. I was writing all these sad songs, and I just wanted to put a positive take on the sadness without losing the kind of depth of the emotion behind it. So my intention was to kind of subvert sad songs into happy songs in the best way I saw fit.
You and I are both independent artists, and I would love to know what your experience has been like as an independent artist in our music industry?
I feel like being an independent artist is awesome because you get to decide a lot, but also it's the double-edged sword of it, really. You are the decision maker. So you get to curate your experiences based off what you like, but you also need to be noticed by people in order to have a career, I guess. I've learned a lot anyway about wrangling people and building teams and kind of creating these shoots and doing all of this stuff. And I really enjoy that time that I've had with all of these other amazing professionals that I've met along the way.
One thing that I feel like I'm constantly wrestling with is the business side and the artist side and the love for my craft and wanting, exactly like you say, wanting to create a body of work or a career that is focused on the artistry, because that is so important. But the balance of that and then being an independent artist and having to make the decisions and wrangle the people and the teams and find the resources and figure all the things out.
Yeah.
How do you balance the two?
Support from my partner, I think, is like a firm base. I think I've got that behind me, which is awesome. And just this unwavering belief that the energy that I put into the project is what it needs, and it's up to me, and being like accountable for it, and being accountable and showing up every day, and sometimes not knowing the answer is a difficult position to be in, but I'd rather do that than whatever else you can do for money, because you can do heaps of stuff for money. The money isn't really the important part of it. It's like the action that you're doing and the time. Like, time is our real currency. Time is what we're actually spending. And that can never come back. You can always make money, you can always do a job, you can figure it out, but you can never get time back, which you don't know how long you've got. Like, I'm just trying to make an impact on myself and others around me in like a positive way.
I would love to know from you, because you have had, many years in our industry. Is there anything that you would love to see in terms of change for the next generation of artists and songwriters?
So I want future artists, to make work without outcomes and with as many collaborators as possible without having to think about whether or not they're allowed to be there. Like, I would love it if imposter syndrome just like didn't exist for our future artists. I'd like it if, it's like a very philosophical place that I'm kind of taking it to, because money isn't really the outcome for me. I would like it for things that I like to do, because that makes it less evil, but really money is totally made up, and music is like ancient. Music is spiritual in some places, and we need to like connect to the spirituality of that realm. And all of us, every single person, even if they say they can't play music or they don't like music, or well, I don't know who those people are, but you know what I mean, like they don't feel like they're invited to be there. They are. Like, everyone is invited to participate in whatever way they feel comfortable. And I just hope for our future artists, they get to have this like adoring relationship with their craft.
I would love to hear about the song that you're performing today, Te Puna Rako.
The idea behind Te Puna Rako is to remind everyone that, hey, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. We are from people who managed to figure it out up until this point for us to be here, and now we're all here together. We're from this other bigger thing, and we're going into the future. We are going to the future together, and the world is changing, and feet are on the ground on Papatuanuku, and the rain might fall from Rangi Nui, but like, we're going that way together.
I'm really excited to hear you play this.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's actually inspired by Venga Boys, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I made
love
the beat
that.
on GarageBand, and
I love
it was
that.
just, I'm like,
One of my most favourite things with intros is discovering new artists. I got to discover you. I would love to know from you, do you have an artist shout out?
I think I've got a list of people that I'd like to shout out.
Hit me.
I think I'll name my collaborators on Piki Piki. How about that?
Beautiful.
We've got Samara Alofa, Mara Tike, Riri McClay in a band called Kiko. We've also got Eric Scholes, who did the arrangement for Toy 2, and Ruby Walsh, who did the arrangement for Pokari Kariana, which is like an emo arrangement.
It's very cool.
And that recording features Fiona Campbell and Lani Perkis. And then there's also all of the string players who are part of the Ngāwhetu ensemble. So yeah, shout outs to you all. Thank you.
Well, I'm really excited to hear you play. Honestly, it's been really wonderful having this chat with you. Thank you for being on Intros and just sharing who you are and bringing your story and bringing just the hopefulness, I think, that you carry, talking about your life and music and the future. I think it's very refreshing. So thank you for being here. You're wonderful. I'm so glad we met.
Oh my God, it's so nice. I don't know what to say.
You can just receive it.
I'm receiving. Thank you so much for having me.
My hand's real sweaty, sorry. It's hot in
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Intros is proudly brought to you by Spark and Spotify, Rolling Stone AUNZ, the New Zealand Music Commission and APRA.